What's up, guys? This is Bayle and I'm going to make a series about Arduino programming. I think it's going to be a very nice series. In the very first video, I'm going to talk about the basics that you need to have before starting learning how to code. Um, Before learning how to code, I will tell you what are the basic things to start with. What are the best books that you need to take source to become an Arduino programmer. See you guys in the first video. Okay guys, as I've told you, in this video we're going to talk about the basics that you need to know before learning how to program the Arduinos. So in this video I'm going to share with you the best books on Arduino programming. So I've got a list here for you guys. Let us see it. The first book is Programming Arduino, Get Started with Sketches by Mark Simon, and second book is Exploring Arduino, Tools and Techniques for Engineering Wizardry by John Boxall, and third book is C Programming for Arduino by Julien, and the fourth book is Arduino COOKBOOK by Margolis, and the fifth book it's Arduino Workshop, a hands-on introduction with 65 projects by John Boxall. So these are the best books I've ever got. So let us take a review on every book. Okay, let us start with Programming Arduino, Getting Started with the Sketches by Mark Simon. I have it's Mark Simon. Let me open all the box. Now we have this C Programming, and we have this Arduino Workshop, and we have this Exploring Arduino, and we have Margolis. Okay, let us take a look on Programming Arduino, Get Started with Sketches. In this book, Mark Simon started with an introduction on Arduino board. First, before I'm going to write some sketches, as you see here, we started talking about the Arduino boards. This is very important for beginners to understand the board first before starting to code. As you know, you can't start to learn how to ride a bicycle unless you know the bike first. What are the pedals? What are the style? Where to sit? So I recommend that you understand the board first, like what is Arduino boards, what's a microcontroller, what it contains, before starting to learn how to control things using the Arduino. In this book, Mark Simon he wrote about what is Arduino, what's a microcontroller, and also he gives you a tour on Arduino boards. He wrote on the types or families of Arduino programming boards like Uno, Nano, Mega, Little Part, and Beam. Okay, see the tour, it's here. We talk the main parts of the boards like power supply, power connections, analog input pins, digital connections, the digital input and output pins, the microcontroller because it's the part of the board, and other components. Also, it talks about the regions of Arduino and the Arduino families like Uno here, Mega, talks about Nano, Bluetooth Arduino module. It talks about the little part here. So this book is very important in that way because it gives you an interaction about the boards and the microcontroller. Um, Also, he explains a lot about the hardware part before taking you to the codes. The most interesting part in this book is when he talked about the C programming language. So, if you go down here, he said that the programming language used to program Arduinos is a language called the C. So you need to have some basics on C language in order to program the Arduinos. So by going through this book, you will learn the basics in C language and understand the most useful C syntax for Arduino programming. So get the book and take a look, you will enjoy it. So can also he tries to explain the basic commands that we are actually going to use them on every code that we'll write. Okay, we are something like if, for while. So he explains the basic commands that normally using them when we are writing some codes on Arduino. Okay, let us take a look on the second book, this one. Okay, I think this one is best. Exploring Arduino by Blum. What Jeremy did is quite the same as Monk Simon on his book. He started by explaining the Arduino boards, the types of Arduino boards, also how to install the Arduino IDE, the software programming environment where we will use it to write down the codes. Jeremy, he didn't talk about the language, but he went direct to the point by starting explaining some examples on how to interface and control Arduino with some inputs and output components. So this book covers a lot on how to interface Arduino with the devices with sample code. What I like in this book is that in every chapter it gives you a summary. Let us take a look. If you go here, it talks about the digital outputs. When you go down, talk to more and more. Wow. Then at the end of the chapter, he will give you a summary of what is of most important that you will need to understand. Also, it gives you a schematic diagram of every single task that he did. So this is a very great book that you actually need it. Okay, the third book is but I can take it, C Programming for Arduino. This one is a very great book that I will recommend for you. It will tell you the C programming for Arduino. It will give you introduction on C and also some examples on how to interface some components with your Arduino boards with sample codes. All these books are very useful. And what's the rest? I can take you to Arduino workshop. What I like from this book is a project-based book, so there are several project titles. So what they did in this book, they have tried to give you a title, a project title, and they will dig it in and they try to give you everything about that title. So there are schematic diagrams about the title and how to interface those components concerning that program, and the sample codes is also given. This is a very nice book. So what I would like to tell you here, The best way to learn Arduino programming is by doing projects. So after knowing the boards and have some basic knowledge in the language, the C programming language, what is best for you is to find some project and start doing them. Go through the internet and search about your project. You will know the code much better than reading from a single source. So this book will take you somewhere. It's a great book for me. And the last book, it's Arduino. It's Arduino Cookbook. There are little differences from other books. It's a great book, the way the writer arranged things. So just go and take a look in this book also. So these are my 5 best Arduino books. I recommend it for you guys. Just go and read them. I'm sure you are going to be very, very great in programming. Thanks you a lot.